I'm going to do something a little bit out of character. I was one of the people when they didn't. I love too how the Lions' hopes have been pinned to trade deadline to two mythical transactions that maybe were not even available to the Lions. But everybody pins their future of a franchise on the fact they didn't do the Montez Sweat acquisition, who was then given a $100 million contract, which I am lukewarm on. And the other was the Chase Young non-trade that we don't even know if he was really available to the Lions. So I don't freak out about that because, again, you tell me, here's your argument, that crowd, your argument. Well, they should have offered more than the third-round pick to get Chase Young. Okay, that's great in a vacuum. Now here's my argument about it. Who traded Chase Young to San Francisco? Martin Mayhew from the Washington Commanders, who came from San Francisco, who got fired by the Detroit Lions. You see where I'm going with this? You don't need to be a detective to figure that one out. To this day, just as maybe convinced as you are that they didn't try to make a play for him, I would say with the same conviction he was never available to the Lions. All right, that being said, the Alim McNeill thing, D-Mac, when I saw the alert come across my phone, the thing that popped in my head, and I don't usually partake in these reindeer games, but damn it, I'm in for this one, D-Mac. Bring them home. Pick up the phone and start dialing. Make the dreams come true. Bring them home. Bring them back. Call Ndamukong Suh now. Bring them back now.
So, okay.
Get them here now. Get my guy back here. And remember this, no matter how Ndamukong Suh left here, remember this. I talked to somebody within the Lions organization that was there for a very long time when he was there. They had to stop practices and change the drills because Ndamukong Suh was throwing people around. And I know that was a while ago, but if he's available and he's willing, there he is. Make the phone call. Bring him home.
You're 100% right.
Bring him home.
The first question I have for you, Neil.
Bring him home.
Neil, is the bag, do we have financially, we can make that happen?
Bring him home.
So I think that right now, what do we got, 5 games left?
Bring him home.
The fact of what's going down or whatever.
Bring him home.
I think right now, those conversations are going in. Now, what do we know about Suh? Suh ain't doing nothing that Suh don't want to do.
Fair.
Right? So, but the fact is, it's the same thing when you bring up the guys traded for, whether it's Sweat or Young or whatever like this. There was something in the transaction, right, that this regime and Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell didn't like. They weren't their guys. I think you're bringing up a great point, right? Rental player, who a better rental to come back and endear himself. But the bottom line is, do you think Ndamukong Suh could do the job in the middle, what you're looking for, especially with the question marks on Alim McNeill and Bugs and Bohan and whoever's there? Now is the absolute time to kick those tires. But people, just realize, as much as you want him, he might not want to be here. He might be waiting for a San Fran call or a Philly call or somebody, right? So that's half the battle, right? That's half the battle. But I'm 100% with you, Neil. I'm 100% with you. And you want to say galvanize? Because and am I right or am I wrong in the fact that people don't care how he left? If he wants to be here to this team and Dan Campbell, the organization's different. Seems to me this is more of a Sewell team and a Sewell coach than's ever been here before. So, yeah, I would hope that Brad Holmes is 2-3 weeks, a month ahead of you on this.
Pete Spivak, can we put it on a poll?
Sure.
Bring him home.
Bring him home, baby.
Yes
Bring
or
him
no?
home, poll.
Bring him home.
Bring
yes
him
or no?
home, poll, yeah.
Bring him home. And look, D-Mac, at a baseline, at a ceiling, maybe he rekindles some of the old magic and is a quote-unquote dominant player for 20 snaps. At a floor, he's a body that's a professional that you know is in shape right now. See, it's come full circle with him. He's a monster.
You want a monster.
You said he's a monster.
You want a monster on the inside.
Yes, I do.
You know, something like that. That here's my only thing.
Bring him home.
Is if he wants to be here.
Bring him home.
Right? Because that's the whole thing. He ain't coming if he doesn't want to be here. So if you know that he comes, that he wants to be here, you're going to get the best 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever you can out of him. And I think, right? Isn't this Suh time? This is when Suh picks up his phone, isn't it?
We may be a week early.
Yo. What? 4 games? 4 games left? Okay, I can get myself, games. Yeah, I'll be ready for the playoffs. I think it fits every conversation. And the fact is, at least on your end, I got to believe they're kicking the tires.
I hope so. And I don't pound it. I'm pounding the table for this one.
Is there another Suh out there? Are there other Suhs out there? Right? That's the question.
MD Hill, are you all going to pay the fines the team will be charged for Suh's personal foul penalties?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we talking winning now, guys.
See, this is
You
I've been
need that
waiting
dog.
for these because there are a couple of them. Kevin S. Not worth it. Not worth what? There's no cost of acquisition. The cap space is just sitting there. That little bit of cap space. Bring them home. Bring them home. Suh, do you hear me? Ndamukong, can you hear me?
Suh,
Come
I
home.
hear
Is
you
it
calling.
you're looking
Come
for?
home. Please come home tonight.
93, come home. Stomp Jordan
Me
Love.
and the boys are playing.
In the playoff game. Go for it. Do it. Do it.
Yeah, early on.
Absolutely.
Take that
Set a
15
tone.
extra.
That's called setting a tone, right, D-Mac?
Speaking of that, I wanted to ask you, right? The Bruce Irwin play the other day with the flag and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Obviously, like the down and just stuff like this.
It's a soft rule, but it's a rule.
But you don't mind it if you're Dan Campbell and as a coach and the way that happens. I mean, that's sort of, putting your will on the other and knocking Carr out.
Well, people want to talk about it and say like it's crazy and it's bad and stuff like that. Mission accomplished.
No, that's what I'm
Quarterback's
saying.
out of the
I'm
game.
saying at the end of the day, that people are saying, "Oh, that didn't have anything to do with them winning." That had a lot to do with them winning.
Yes,
and
it
if
did.
you're
Your
going to
C.
take,
Jameson Winston
if you're
come in
going to
there?
take a 3rd down and 16, 15 yarder, and the result comes like that. I mean, I'm just trying to say there's a different level. That's above the rim. Not saying he intentionally did it and you can't get away with doing that, but it was a good penalty. So if you're taking penalties like that, not late in the game, and I'm not condoning that, but there is a time and a place. You are.
Like the Suh stuff that people are speaking ill of. See, it's not a coincidence. You remember the Suh's last year here? They
He
had
didn't
a
want to be here.
historic.
Guys, he did not want to be here. The fact that this time around, if he shows up, he wants to be here with a guy I think speaks the same language, dog, as him and Dan Campbell. So the fact that you're going to get a different Suh. You're not going to get the pouty Suh. I don't want to be here. I'm gone. It's a job. So yeah, it's a job, and I'm here to do the job. It's like hiring a missionary. It's hiring a mercenary.
A little bit different, two different results there, D-Mac. Oh man, we blew past the break here. Real quick, Super Saiyan Lions. Hell yes, he did. It did. Irvin saved the day with that sack and taking out Carr. I agree. I had no problem. Look, it's a dumb rule, but it is a rule, and they probably don't call it if he
saying he
tries.
should be out of the game and not a penalty.
Yeah, right.
But if you're going to take it, that was a good one.
If you're going to take it, take it.